What do you do as a commercial landlord when your tenant doesn't pay? Well, the first thing you need to do, hopefully, is the work on the front end. In residential leases, there's a lot of forms and they don't change very much. Commercial leases are much more complicated. There are many more clauses to filter through, to sift through, many more conditions to deal with. And you can be tempted to kind of skirt over some of the termination or the contingencies that you just don't believe will take place. You don't want to do that. You've got to make sure that you deal with everything on the front end. It makes it much easier in the unlikely but often inevitable event that something goes wrong. In Texas, you can always go to court. You can get an eviction, you can file a lawsuit and go through that process, but that can take months. That can take more time than is usually feasible or is cost effective. When someone doesn't pay, the first thing you need to do is look at your lease, because in a commercial situation, there are remedies and rights that a landlord has and can negotiate if he does it on the front end. Texas is one of about 12 states that allows a commercial landlord to make available to himself what are called self-help remedies. Unlike in a residential context, if you put it in your lease and if it's there, which is why you need to do your work on the front end, you can, as long as you don't breach the peace and as long as you follow the requirements of the law, you can change the locks and immediately retake possession of the premises. You do have to be very careful when you take advantage of these self-help remedies. If you don't follow the letter of the law and the strict terms of whatever provision in your contract is applicable, you can find yourself in litigation for not complying with your contract or for not complying with the law. So you do want to be very careful. Nonetheless, if you follow the law and you do this correctly, you may still end up in courts pursuing your tenant for unpaid rent or for other damages. But at least if you've retaken possession of the process, you can begin the reletting process and begin covering and getting back to where the property is making you money.